15. Oh, this mouse isn't working. Can you give him a 5?
Who?
4, 3,
He's
2,
in. Hey, you
1.
got me.
Stand by. Thank you.
WUSA 9 News at 6 starts with the breaking news we've been following
Sorry, my mouse
all
disconnected
afternoon in
first.
Montgomery County. Police now say a student is in custody after shooting another student inside Wooten High School. Thank you for being here. I'm Leslie Foster.
And I'm Lorenzo Hall. Unfortunately,
Stand by
we are
for
once again
podium
talking
shot.
about gun violence and children. The shooting happened about 4 hours ago, just as students were
Podium
about to
live.
leave for the day. You can see right here, Sky 9 capturing one person being put into handcuffs as officers swarmed the area. Police tell us they also found a weapon at the scene.
We're expecting more of an update from police any minute now. They have scheduled a press conference for 6 p.m. There'll probably be some city leaders there as well. We'll bring that to you live as soon as it happens.
Yeah, so many questions. But right now, let's get to our Matt Gregory. He has been at Wooten High School since this news broke today.
Yes,
Matt,
I know.
what are you
I had
saying
to
right
get
now?
through
What do
the
you know?
top because Matt Gregory was not dialed in.
I don't know why they left you alone.
I mean, there's a lot of logistics going on. You and I just talked about it over the last half hour, so to bring you all up to speed within the last hour and a half or so, the students here at Wooten High School were released. Of course, we first saw sort of the fleet of buses that were going out on their routes. We were told the students who ride buses on their normal routes home.
Yes,
and now comes the portion of those students who are usually pickups or those who walk home. They are being taken over to Robert Frost Middle School.
Thank you.
I'm going to step
Sorry,
over in this direction to point out to you. You still see the cacophony of lights happening off in the distance here. You know, the police emergency lights mixed with the bus lights as students are being taken out of Wooten High School and brought onto buses to be taken to Robert Frost Middle School. That is the reunification point for parents and for students. Now, at the same time, all along Thomas Wooten Parkway, you can see, it's hard to see from here, but off in the distance, both directions and behind us as well.
Yes,
you've got
is that this?
a long backup of cars making their way to Robert Frost or making their way around the area.
We're in Matt right now, and then we'll be coming to
you. can see now every now and then with the police escort.
When do you want to take them right now for Matt?
Let's stay on this bus that's going by.
Police escort of about 1, 2, 3.
I need it coded, so tell me if it's coming up.
4.
It will be coming up.
Okay, thank you. With Matt's
6
audio.
buses on their way out. So this may be those that are headed on their way to Robert Frost Middle School. This is kind of how everything has to be dealt with today. You know, all these students are being put on buses. They'll be taken just not far away. You can see these buses are packed with students inside, all looking out. You can only wonder what their day has been like. I mean, in terms of dealing with the frightening, the fear, not knowing what's going on, and then knowing when you'll be released from school to be reunited with your families. You can only just imagine kind of how their day has been and what that means for the rest of the week. You see, that was about 5, 6, 700 buses or so on their way through.
You can take it.
Okay.
The investigation portion is what happened, right? That's the big question, what's going on. What we do know at this point, according to Montgomery County Police, is around 2:15 in the afternoon, shots rang out inside Wooten High School. One student was found in the hallway suffering from a gunshot wound. At the same time, police say when they got to the scene, they took that student to a nearby hospital in stable condition. Still working to learn more about the injuries. We do know that police say that they have, we do know talking to police that they do have one person in custody, another student who shot that student allegedly. This is according to police, so we're working to learn more information about that, and a gun was recovered at the scene. Now, this evening, the biggest part of the sort of logistical issues that we've been dealing with for the last, I would say, hour or so, is been trying to figure out when, since the release was about an hour and a half ago for students, how they'd be reunited with their parents and when they would be sort of
Sky 9 elsewhere while I have time to code it?
See that, but it is a heavy lift in terms of what this the reunification looks like. You just saw those 7 buses that came by. That's the second number of those we've seen come through this area. So it's a large, heavy lift to get all those students out of the classrooms here. After the SWAT teams had gone through and checked every classroom, and then over
now the buses are getting to her. They're going to
Robert Frost High School. Now, earlier when we got here, immediately within a couple minutes, there were many parents over here. We talked to one father who was dealing with what he said was just a very difficult situation.
They were just leaving in Matt's live shot, so they're definitely
in those first moments as they learned about what was happening in their school. Take a listen.
You said he's just there in the dark in the classroom.
Yeah, all the hallway light. He said that he's actually just texting.
Quick wrap on the back end. All the buses that just left your shot are arriving at
all the lights off, classroom off, the T-shirt, and they're using the closet. Some of the friends inside the classroom. And this is crazy.
Do we know how long this
I'm
is?
lucky that I get text from my son here, so I know he's
I know
okay.
where the
know what
app is
that
though.
was.
Like I talked to mom.
Do
she
we
has
have
everything.
the generic super?
It's crazy. It's insane. It
We do
shouldn't
not.
happen here.
There was just a name in there.
Can we keep the name up? Never mind.
Lucky that I can text my son. That was really what we heard from that father that just kind of stuck right inside of me today, was that, you know, that was how they were getting their information. Now, all those buses you just saw coming through my shot, they're now headed over to Robert Frost Middle School. That's what we're being told. And I'm going to send it back to you in the
Finger Mike's
studio. But
hot.
for now, out
They're
in the
up.
scene, I'm
Stand
Matt
by,
Gregory,
Randy.
WSA 9 in Rockville. Back to you guys.
So this could take a while. You think they've got almost 2,000 students. They may not have all shown up
All right,
today.
they're live.
That's
He's
a lot
clear.
of students that you have to put on
Stand by,
buses.
Randy.
You're clear, thank you.
Yeah.
And then the teachers and staff,
Take
they
that.
don't go anywhere.
Yeah, and
Until
also
all these
It'll
young
push them
people
along.
are safely out of there.
Yeah, check the
distracted.
boxes.
probably trying to answer questions too. Because you know those
Absolutely.
students have questions about what happened at school today.
Boxes.
We know, again, right now parents are reuniting with their students. Those students have all been brought or taken to Robert Frost Middle School. That's about a mile away from Wooten High.
Yeah, not too far. Our Randy Hildreth is at the middle school tonight. Randy, obviously it's been an emotional day.
Then
and
have
a
R16
long line
again
of parents
for her.
who would wait
That's
until
great.
time runs out for the opportunity to reunite with their young people tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
This
you
is
said
as
no,
close as
Leslie.
we've been able to get now right in front of Robert Frost Middle School. I'm going to step out of the way so that you can see the process that is going on right now. I want to break this down into what we see, what we've confirmed, and what we're still working
Let
to
me know if
find
you want
out.
to take some. I'm
This
going to do
is
a big
look,
little
just
with her
a
and
portion of
Sky
the
9 as
line
well,
of
since I have
cars
it.
Okay,
of
yeah.
parents
Perfect.
waiting to be
So,
reunited
listen
with
for
their
me,
children.
please.
As Matt mentioned, we were with him.
I mean,
The buses were leaving Wooten High School.
Saturday's
We just
news
saw
on
the
Monday.
police escort of another round of students being dropped off
You can
here
go to
at
it.
Robert Frost Middle School. I would say
R16.
this is
Yeah.
the third or fourth
You want
group
this?
of
Yeah.
students that we've seen be dropped off
Mics are
here.
good. There you go.
Now, as we were walking up closer
Still no
to the
sign of
middle
action
school, I
at the
was
podium.
passing
Or
parents who were in their cars watching the news to get the very latest as
Yes.
they waited to get an update on when they could come and get with their student. If you're watching in the line waiting on next steps, I'm told that parents, and you can see some of them starting to gather in front of the school, they're letting students off of the buses that arrive. They go inside Frost Middle School, and then parents are let in 10 parents at a time or 10 guardians at a time. You have to
Can you
show
give me a
your
generic
ID
after the SOT name
before
again?
your child is released to you.
Yep.
So I was
Thank
talking
you.
to some of the parents who were parked,
Maybe.
waiting to even get
Maybe.
closer to the school. One dad
Or
said
wait.
he'd been parked for about 2
No,
hours.
it's just-
His
it's not a name super, it's
child
just a
told
generic.
him
He
Oh,
didn't-
gotcha.
he
to
didn't
text
say
him and
anything.
told him
Thank
that
you.
he had they had officially arrived, and so he actually left
Okay.
his car on the street. When you talk about the love of a parent, left the car on the street so he could walk up and try to be reunited with his child as quickly as possible. But again, if you are watching, you're in your car in this line waiting to understand what the process is when you get closer to the school building. One, if you are in a position to park your vehicle and walk, they are allowing parents to walk up closer to the school. If you are in the traffic jam of parents trying to get
Can you
closer
make
to
me
the
a line in
vehicle,
the presser
when
for
you get
Sky
closer,
9 in boxes
you are
so I
supposed
can
to
put
have
the
your
code down in
ID.
there
They
too?
are letting parents 10 in at a time
Thank
to
you.
be reunited with your child. Now, I did ask law enforcement out here, how many more rounds
there.
of
I
buses
see a
can we
little bit of movement
expect?
in that.
Oh,
Still
yeah.
working to
Yep,
get
yep,
some
yep.
more information. Now, we've been out here monitoring. I've had a chance to talk with parents, some who didn't want to go on camera just because of the weight of the emotions. Certainly when we're talking to parents who are leaving and they have finally had their eyes on their child a lot, many too emotional to talk and just want to get their child home. One of the dads that I spoke with as he was waiting for children to be dropped off here talked with me
Nice,
about
I
getting
saw
the
it.
alert from his child that this was going on and how
Oh,
he is
boy.
processing. We have a
Is that
soundbite.
A
Oh,
glove.
it's a glove.
It's a glove.
So,
I was anxious
With the middle finger
when I
sticking
first
up.
heard that there was a
class.
shootout, and so I immediately texted my son, and he said he's fine.
Yeah, he was boring.
Right? I
You're
know.
right.
Live.
I texted my son, he said he was fine.
And you can see, if we pan Jade, my photographer, to our left, you can see some of the buses leaving because they have to go
Nice
back and pick up
pan,
more
nice
students before they
pan.
bring them here. And a lot of the conversations that I was having with parents about the process to get the students to this point, one of the parents who didn't want to go on camera says her child was hunkered down in a classroom, and it took time to evacuate the students, to get them on the buses, to get them
That
here
should be in
because
there for the
her
presser now
child said
too.
a SWAT team was going room to room to assess the situation, to make sure that the school was clear before they could safely get students out of the building onto the buses and here. I watched that mom walk briskly up this hill to, try to be first in the line to see her child. We will obviously be at this spot continuing to monitor the reunification process for families. As soon as I'm getting more information about what you need to know if you're headed to the pickup location, I'll be sure to bring that to you, but I'll send it back to you for now.
They are being really intentional and deliberate about how they reconnect these children with their families, making sure that these rooms are safe before the kids are extracted and allowed to go out,
leaving at
and
6:15.
then this whole process to reunite them. They really want to make sure that they handle this with care.
She's video.
And great information there from Randy.
Video. She's
clear, Randy. Thank
We
you.
saw the long line of so many parents waiting to be reunited with their students.
And now we know why it's going to take such a long time.
All right, so we know among the parents we are hearing from is Rockville City Council member Adam Van Graff. He has a son who goes to Wheaton.
He rushed to the scene. He was pretty emotional when he spoke with us earlier. Take a listen.
But before I heard about it, having lived right off Wooten Parkway, I heard the police, and they were screaming down the road.
Podium.
I was able to get
We
here
have two
because I
statements
lived
to read after
right
this.
nearby.
Then we'll go to
But
break.
the timeline was hearing the police. The timeline was finding out there's an active shooter. The timeline was me coming
Thanks
right
for moving
here
up the
on
"we
the
will
outskirts,
be right back" thing.
and watching the police come out and SWAT. I mean, I can also tell you the degree to which
1 minute.
the Rockville Police Department and the Montgomery County
I'm gonna
Police
float those
Department
presser lines
got
because
here
we're gonna go to break. It
expeditiously
looks
was
like.
incredible. The very first thing was already said, but after that, when I informed him that it was an active shooter situation that he did not know, that's when obviously the conversations
I don't see them in here.
got emotional.
Sorry.
And it's a matter of realizing.
Yeah, I don't see them in here.
I'm like, they're black, so I'm just like,
that could be the last time you're communicating with your
I'll
child.
keep an eye out.
So there's no question
Have a good
that
night.
is emotional.
30.
And that's one of the reasons why I say, I mean, he's a victim. Everybody in that school is a victim of the tragedy that occurred today. And it's something that we have to realize that when things like this happen, there are victims that stretch throughout. And there are one could say that every student in Montgomery County, because, we've now had an incident in Montgomery County where there was an active student situation.
We're also hearing from County Executive Mark Elrich tonight. He released a statement saying, quote, "Our thoughts are with the Wooten students, the faculty, and their families during this distressing time. Incidents like this are frightening for all involved. Student safety is our highest priority." He also said the county will keep working closely with police and school officials.
Yeah, Maryland Governor Wes Moore also weighing in tonight. You can see he posted this on X saying he's aware of the shooting and closely monitoring the situation. The governor also says he was in contact with local authorities as the investigation continues.
And you can expect more from WUSA 9 on this breaking news. For updates anytime, download the WUSA 9 app on your phone and watch us anytime on the free WUSA 9 Plus streaming app. We'll be right back with more of the news at 6.
Break.
All right, can you code
1:30.
Z1 when we come back for a look at the podium, that router 2 shot?
Yes.